So in this video, we're going to talk about what is blueprinting. We've had several clients ask us what that means, and we're going to walk you through that today. So when you are involved in an accident, a lot of the times the insurance company will tell you to go to a shop and get an estimate. And usually if you do something like that, all you're going to do is pull up to the front door, the estimator is going to come outside, do a walk around with you, and do what we call a curb sheet. It's basically a visual inspection of identifying the damages that they can see without disassembling the vehicle. This vehicle here is it's a 2015 Lincoln MKZ. Insurance company involved had done such a thing. They went to the owner's house and they did a visual inspection of what they could tell. This vehicle had been, the primary accident was from behind. They'd been rear-ended, and then they were shoved into the vehicle in front of them. So primary is on the rear, secondary is on the front. And so insurance wrote an estimate for, I believe it was about $3,300 on what they could see. So the customer decided to bring it in to us where we could actually perform the repairs. And the first part of our process is when we check the vehicle in, we take photos of the vehicle inside and out. After that, it comes over to the blueprinting production area where our technician comes over and basically breaks down the vehicle beyond the damages. So what you can see on the cart behind us here, these are all the damaged parts, and then we have all of the parts. So these are all the remove and replace parts that were damaged, and then these are all the parts that are R&I, which means to remove and install. So these parts were still good. And the importance of doing this is really identifying the complete damage of the vehicle. So if you come around here, you'll see the technician, as he goes through this process, he's made notes of the damages. He also has put notes on here to remove and install. And this one was a real low hit, so what it done is it'd come in, hit the impact beam here, but it actually hit the impact beam so hard it split it in half, which basically, it did the job as intended, absorbed that energy and then helped transfer around the vehicle. But as you can see, the adjuster, when he went out to write the curb sheet, he could not see that this rear panel had been severely compromised. Again, performed as intended, but this is the importance of the blueprinting process. So you can see we've got notes down on the muffler. That needs to be removed so we have access to the back side of replacing this panel. And then everything on the inside, from the floor mat, the spare tire, to the inner covers, quarter panel trim, all that has to come off. And then we have seam sealer, two-toning, a lot of other things that the adjuster could not see at the time of the inspection. And people also ask is, well, why are vehicle repairs so expensive these days? And so two things, like in this instance, we follow the OEM guidelines from Lincoln, who tell us what equipment to use and what parts to use, thereby where we can truly provide a safe and proper warrantyable repair. And so we've written our estimate, or our damage repair assessment, I should say, with all Lincoln parts. So we have rear bumper, impact bar, deck lid, and then we have some damage on the quarter panels as well. This is code RR, which is a tri-stage color, and what that means is we have the foundation coat, and then we have the pearl coat, and then the clear coat that goes over the top of that. So Akzo Nobel is our paint manufacturer. We use Sikkens Auto Wave here, and what they tell us is to provide a warrantyable repair on the refinish, you have to go to the next logical breaking point. So in this instance, we have to remove the back glass, the quarter glasses, and then we'll pull the seals down here as well. But this is a laser welded roof. So if you come up here and you were to take a look at the back side, there's no natural breaking point. Like many roofs would have like a 1-inch trim seal to go in there, this one does not. So that means that we also have to go across the entire roof with our clear coat. And then when we come up front here, that also means that we need to remove the windshield so we can get the clear coat back behind there. And then we come up to the front where they're shoved into the car in front of them. Same thing, we're looking at replacing the front bumper cover, the impact absorber, the front impact beam, because it was compromised as well. Did not damage the hood or the headlights, but the pressure, it did put added pressure back here, damaged the paint where it shoved the headlights up in there, so we have some repairs there. We'll be having to blend the fenders, drop the wheel liners. So from about a $3,300 original curb sheet, after we've blueprinted this vehicle, it comes up to about $21,000 worth of true repairs using OEM parts, following OE repair procedures, and using the equipment that Lincoln has outlined for us. So that's the importance of that's what blueprinting means, and that is the importance of doing so. So you know what the true cost is versus a simple curb sheet or visual estimate. At this particular vehicle, even though it's a 2015, it does have 200,000 miles on it, which does impact the value of it. Although the owner did just put in brand new brakes, brand new tires on it, he's not happy that it's going to be a total loss. And at the end of the day, what a total loss means is that the repair cost exceed the value of the vehicle. And so any repair facility, it's not up to us. We do not make that determination whether or not it is a total loss, especially in today's market where used car values have blown up and far exceeded what they ever have. We've seen 20-30% increases in car values. We leave that up to the insurer to determine whether or not the repairs exceed the value, and whether or not it's justifiable to repair it or for them to write it off and send it to the scrapyard. What does blueprinting mean to the client? So think of if you were the owner of this vehicle and the insurance company came out and said repairs are going to be $3,300. And you said, great. And they wrote you a check, gave it to you. You went to the bank, cashed it, and then you didn't repair the vehicle. We'll just say that. Then you go to trade the vehicle in, and wherever you take to trade it in, they identify all this additional damage. Your trading value is going to be probably close to zero, simply because of the pre-existing conditions that you never had repaired. But more importantly, for us, it's about safety. So many shops, in fact, I know shops in town who would take this repair and whatever the insurance company would max out at. So say they max this out at $14,000. That's the most they're going to pay. The insurer is going to pay the client without totaling it out. I do know shops in town, they would take that $14,000, they would hammer and dolly, they would do repairs that are unsafe, they would use imitation, aftermarket, salvage parts, put this car back together, likely not let the customer know, but it wouldn't be a total loss, simply because they want the work in the doors. So again, for us, it's about a safe and proper repair. At the end of the day, if we cannot repair this vehicle properly based upon the guidelines that the engineers at Lincoln provided us, we don't want to see you back in it. We want to see you go to the salvage, we want to see you take that money and go get you a new replacement vehicle that's going to serve the needs of you and your loved ones if you're ever involved in a collision again.